Welcome to Mongoose Max Hawaii, the channel, and we're going to look at today's April 2nd, 2021, and it's also Good Friday.
Awaiting orders, Commander.
Oh, please.
All right, man. Load your drop your weapon.
We'll be looking at the newspaper soon enough, but just a little bit. Instead of like blah-blahing about the news, I'm going to blah-blah a little bit about Old Testament story, New Testament story, which relates to the Old Testament. Yes.
Keep moving, Trooper.
You know, because, Good Friday, that means 3 more days until we can have chocolate. That's not real meaningful to Easter. What is Easter? The Christians and the Catholics, they took over the spring solstice celebration, the maple, fertility, and nah, that's not really good. What really is the story is...
Trooper standing by.
Shh, already. Jesus comes back from the dead. From completely dead. God sends power and resurrects him. So he's from dead to alive, and he's in a resurrected body, which is something specifically different. He's in a resurrection form, and this power of God resurrecting the Son, Jesus, is the central powerful force of Christianity. Without the resurrection, there would be no Christianity. There would be dead Jesus with a lot of cool sayings. Hey, be a good guy, says dead Jesus. Should have listened to your friends and got out of that Jerusalem before they got you. So, because this is all deals with, it's God's plan. It always was, because it's God. So that's why you get what is it? Prophecy? Because we don't know. We're short sight. God forever sight. So the prophecies come true. So there's a lot of that. But I don't want to get too biblical, because I don't take too long either. So what I'm going to do is actually go into the Bible. Because I don't know how to tell you this, but I've been looking at some atheist channels, and they're getting pretty good. The whole authorship, therefore validity of the whole story, they put into question. So you can't just base it on the Bible, is what they're saying. But I can't do that because I don't have the collegiate knowledge of all these ancient sources, and I know what I know. I know some stuff. But the empty tomb is just the empty tomb, and there's no proof that Jesus resurrected. That means there's no Easter. So we'll at least eat your Easter eggs and go, And why are we so hell-bent to prove that God isn't? That's my question. Anyways, the story is, today, Good Friday, yesterday, Holy Thursday, it was the Pope and everyone celebrating Holy Thursday. Yesterday they had the Last Supper. Isn't this cool? Little Last Supper thing. This is a little bit more significant to me than the bargain price of 2 lira. It's like, hey man, old and new store. But this has more significance than that. That's kind of cool, little plaque. Last Supper. Break bread, blood, representative. When you eat and drink, think of Jesus. And then that's actually his body. And then you got the Eucharist and the Mass, Catholics. But then he goes out in the garden. He's like, oh, please, no. Because he's human as well as God. And he's both at the same time. It's a mystery. And he's like, oh, no. And he's like, dutiful and pious. So he's, thy will, not mine, be done. Surrender. The next day, or actually that night, they come and get him. Judas's thing, they snag him, and he's in the Pontius Pilate's realm, and they bounce him back and forth between the Herod and Pontius Pilate trying to, because the plan was already in motion. Then they flogged the holy crap out of him. Oh, and I forgot that. Well, here's my. I'll just take a picture of it. If I stand up and get it, I'll be knocking everything over. So I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just a moment. I'll probably edit for your sake. Okay. I hope that wasn't too horrible. Well, either that or put some elevator music down there for you to listen to and make this a super long one. But this is a painting I did in 2011. Sometimes it's significant when I did it, but I doubt this one. It's like May 8th, 2011. This is when Jesus got whipped. Scourged, 39 lashes. And I tried to make these Roman guys like he's looking over. Like this guy was supposed to be the scribe counting, and this guy was supposed to be, do it, whip him. And this guy's, look how sadistic he looks. Like, yeah, he's enjoying it. And these guys are just Roman guys. Like, so I tried to do this. I made this up. I just imagined that sort of like, because I don't know. And then this kind of polished, glossy floor, and this is a broken pillar that they use to strap them in. And there's kind of like X's and little things down there. Anyways, so he gets scourged. He gets disrobed. He could have even been like prison man raped for all I know, but they really freaking abused him. Then they dragged him out with the cross. Then the cross. And then he fell with the cross. So they dragged him out. Here's the cross. He falls 3 times, hitting his chest against the ground with this like huge piece of wood on his back. And he's all whipped and he's all tired and all that stuff too. And some medical people, and I don't have any documents for you or anything like that. No. Right? You just have to go search it for yourselves. Search, seek, and you shall find. But there's some medical people, you could probably look it up, that figured that, you know, when he's up on the cross and he gets lanced with, Longinus is supposed to be the guy with the spear. Longinus spears him this way, and it hits his heart. Pierces his heart. Pierces him on the right side, goes all the way to his heart. So he pulls it out. There's water and blood. Water. That's like amniotic fluid. Boy, yeah. So, but when there's a lot of bruising, there's a lot of swelling, and it's inflammation, it's lymphatic. So around the pericardial, there's a lot of inflammation of like that type of thing. So it pierces blood and this water, which is like the lymphatic thing. So they figure some crucifixion investigating medical doctor types have figured that when Jesus is up there, why did he die so quick for crucifixion? And it was pretty quick. Those are like long-lasting suffering, torture machine things. Why did he kind of die before they got to breaking his legs? Why did he die relatively quickly? They figured it was a bruised heart that is congestion, so like the congestion of his bruised heart from the falling down. So basically, Jesus died of a broken heart up there, which is interesting. But I don't know if I'll probably whip through the paper this time to make this not too long. But what of the atheists? Am I to believe some well-schooled theological argument type people with some evidence of they don't exist? Because basically, how much evidence of this is there, right? But here's where it comes down to. The oldest one, Mark, doesn't really have much of an ending with the empty tomb, but we won't do empty tomb. We'll go crucifixion. So if we look at Luke is like one of these ones that has a lot of information in it. Matthew and Luke got lots of stuff in there. So the contention is, well, it was written later and they added a bunch of stuff, so it's someone made it up, added on. It's only logical. Or is it? So here we go. This is what Good Friday is really all about. Oh my gosh. This is basically the crucifixion of Jesus. So keep this to the bit. So two others also, two who were criminals, were led away to be put to death with him. They came to the place that is called the Skull. They crucified Jesus there with the criminals, one on his right, one on his left. Then Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing." This is Luke 1. Then they cast lots to divide his clothing. So they don't even know if he was up there with his little bivvities or just stark naked. And how brutal in reality, yeah, because you got to be modest when you depict this stuff in churches or the social norms of the time. But this is like, they're just killing the guy. And it's supposed to be the most humiliation. And the people stood by watching, and the leaders scoffed at him, saying, "He saved others, let him save himself, if he is the Messiah, one chosen of God." So they're trying to save face. If he's the Son of God, let him save himself, yeah? Prove it, miracle man, prove it. So they're kind of like, we won. The soldiers also mocked him, coming up and offering him sour wine and saying, "If you are the king of the Jews, save yourself." There's also an inscription over him, "This is the king of the Jews," because they were mocking him, saying, "Oh, so you think you're king?" And now it's like, king of the Jews. One of the criminals who was hanged there kept deriding him and saying, "Are you not the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the others rebuked him, saying, Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? We are indeed have been committed justly, for we are getting what we deserve for our deeds, but this man has done nothing wrong. So you got like the two, then maybe they added this, I don't know. But one criminal's going like with the crowd, like with the world, conform to the world, like, save yourself, save us while you're at it. You know, us, save us. You said that, save yourself and save us. And the other one's like, hey, look, we deserve it, admitting they're wrong. So that one turns to Jesus, says, "Oh, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And he replies, "Truly, I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." So it's like one damned, one saved, or one forgotten, because he didn't even ask for salvation, and the one who asked got saved. So the death of Jesus is like, there's these things. Maybe I'll do this, but shoot, why not? Okay, there's controversial things, like, did this all happen for real? Okay, it was about noon, and the darkness came over the whole land in 3 p.m. While the sunlight failed, the curtain of the temple was torn in two, which is the great thing between the Holy of the Holies and it's like the inside, the Ark of the Covenant, and this big curtain hiding it, because it's huge too. This thing is supposed to be about 3 foot thick. Heard some researchers. It's like, this is not a small curtain. So that curtain was torn in two. We're releasing the promise of the law into, anyways. And then Jesus cried out in a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit." Because God is spirit. Having said this, he breathed his last, and then the centurion saw what had taken place. He praised God and said, "Certainly this man was innocent." Then all the crowds were gathered there. Spectacle saw what was taking place and returned home, beating their breasts. But all this acquaintances, including the women who had followed him from Galilee, stood at a distance watching these things. So just a handful of his inner circle, especially the women, right, were there. It's like, and everyone else is like, in an erratic state. So, and it says Jesus died, not faked his death, not was up there sleeping, not was revived, died. So all those things that he died, and the resurrection, and the tomb thing is all really significant. Otherwise, you really don't have like a Christianity as we know it. And that's what Paul made it spread around. So, happy Good Friday. Welcome to Newspaper. In 2 days, we'll just do it quick. How's that? I lost my light. Oh my god. My light. Oh, here it is. Half cracked. Like me, half cracked. Today's headline is State Auditors. Oops, headline. Okay. Yep. State Auditors criticized. State numbers 2.1. We are up in the numbers still. We're heading for tier 2. State new cases 114. Jeez. Plastic forks and knives were banned. Back in the day, 1980. Oh boy, University of Hawaii students are doing registration day. Boring. How many of you done? See, raise your hands. How are you doing? Yeah. Community college? Regular? Okay, yeah. Registration day. Yeah. Wait a minute. Same-sex unions work 20 years overseas. Same-sex unions. You know, same-sex unions. When it's like, oh, the gays are gonna get married. They're gonna have married gays and all that. It's like, oh my gosh, because you get all the stereotypes in your head, all the stereotypes of depicted in movies or whatever. Flaming, whatever stereotypes. And then you see a picture of like couples, right? And you say, my mood changes. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you deserve each other. Walk away. It's okay. We'll do the marriage thing. Go for it. No vaccine is 100% effective? Of course not. What are we, living in absolutes? Oh my God, has absolutes. Volunteers, blah blah blah. Here's political cartoon, la la la. Infrastructure, this, that, the other thing. Baseball. Oh, and they want to make whales sacred, so they can save the whales. Don't hunt the whales! Dig it! What? Who's that?
No. I'm listening to your email. Stop singing. Do not sing. Stop. I promise I'll take it out if you just stop singing. Stop.
Oh, every time. I was wondering what that buzz in my head was. Didn't know it was a type of plant. I have a little mint plant. Let's do a letter to the editor, or maybe 2. I don't know. I don't want to try to make this long. Fall to the parents now. It's the smugglers. Oh, it's not the kids. Founders didn't foresee powerful guns. Oh, yeah. Benjamin Franklin with his AR-15. Education public on Prince Kohio. Let's try that one. Educate public on the role of Prince Kohio, Jonah Kohio. He was followed by a whale and then went, oh God, Jonah Kohio. I would like to echo the sentiments of Clifford Murakami. Ignored on his annual holiday, Prince Kohio was on March 30th. Cite article. Hawaii was united an independent kingdom for nearly a century before the American settlers conspired with visiting Marines to overthrow the monarchy. An act of treachery leading to annexation. See, here's a soften my little editorial comment. Right there, he's positing that it was the U.S.'s fault. They conspired with the land, so it's like, you owe us, give us back our land. Sovereignty movement, big bucks. Sorry for that. I'm just rewriting history. Not good. Had that not happened, Prince Jonokuhio may have become king upon the death of Hawaii's last sovereign, Queen Liliuokalani, who stepped down voluntarily, abdicated, for the sake of peaceful ethereal riding outside. Instead, he reconciled himself into Hawaii's fate and went on to serve 20 years as the island's elected delegate to Congress. Smart man. He founded the Association of Hawaii Civics Clubs, responsible for the passage of Hawaiian Homelands Commission Act, and introduced his first building of Hawaii statehood. And introduced the first bill to give Hawaii statehood. They're so against the annexation, but statehood was very, very popular. The annexation and the sovereign test, they hold on to that. It's often said that those who fail to remember their history are doomed to repeat it. We have, today, numerous sources of information on current events. Keep to it. If you already brought these guys up to bear, who was really at fault for the overthrow, it might not have been an overthrow per se, except a coup by the businessmen. I refer to the Bayonet Constitution and King Kawakawa. Anyways, I hope that the Sar Office get this high priority in the future. Damn on strong Waikiki. Oh, Howley guy trying to make street cred for Hawaii. For his Hawaiianness is at stake. He's in Waikiki. Mitigate tourism impact before it's too late. Do we have time? A little bit. While there are a few bright spots during the pandemic, these did not include uncrowded beaches for Kama'aina to enjoy, family-served sessions with the ability to catch more frequent breaks, cleaner waters and healthier reefs, exploring areas of water such as Waikiki, and that my family and I avoided the past due to overcrowding. While I understood the dependency upon tourists to drive the local economy and create jobs, our government had more than a year to explore and implement ways to mitigate the impact of large number of tourists upon our environment and local culture, as well as destructive overcrowding in land, sea, and ocean. The problem with run-on sentences. Was there any thought regarding these issues prior to welcoming visitors back with the goal of returning to pre-pandemic numbers? We had, and barely, in parentheses, still have, a golden It's still a golden opportunity to create a more sustainable and eco-friendly approach to tourism. Please consider these issues before it's too late. John Lilisa Landis Manoa. Thank you for your opinion, John. I wish I never read your letter. It's just it's a convoluted, tortured little thing. Yeah, they should plan stuff, though. I agree with what you're saying. The tax thing is really, is like a confusing, complicated, what the heck? So I'm skipping that one, too. Yeah. I did my taxes. So, Felix Unga. F you. Felix Unga. Please wipe your feet before entering the apartment. F you. Felix Unga. Slashing the budget but saving the sea urchins. Your article on the state budget gave me a good laugh. Good for you. March 30th. First, I was appalled that we have $50 million in a fund for tobacco prevention. But then I read that state and federal funds would help restore some planned cuts to some services and programs. Quote, such as Hawaiian Sex Abuse Treatment Center, HIV services, reproductive health care, tuberculosis prevention, and the protection of sea urchins. Well, bless the sea urchins. Shirley Hausenjager, Kailua. Thank you. I don't know if anyone's getting the T-Rex award. Here's the T-Rex award, and the sun is coming in. Look at this. Jesus is speaking.
I hear you talking about me. Being misleading people with your false teachings. Even paganized
Oh, Jesus, I fear you. Oh, okay, now I'm your buddy. Well, I hope to explain some of these misconfusing things in the Bible, because I feel a little bit competitive with the just flat-out atheists being all supreme logic, and that does not exist. It's belief! That's why they call it faith and belief. Who gets the T-Rex toenail award? I don't know. No one. Look, you don't get it. No one gets it. Because it's Good Friday, that's why. Just remember, Jesus died for you. For your sins will be forgiven. And it will all... There's gotta be some justice. We need God for justice already. So, I'm gonna hang on to this belief. Anyways, so there it is. Hang loose. Have a good Friday. What can go wrong? As Jesus, what can go wrong? What can go wrong on Good Friday? Oh, yes.